What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm sorry I haven't been doing many videos, but for a good reason. I've been busy turkey hunting. So, the season recently came in here in North Carolina, and no birds yet, but I've actually gotten some to gobble to my natural voice calling. This is my first year really natural voice calling and being pretty good at it. And I got a lot of birds to gobble at me, Toms and Jakes. It's pretty cool to watch, seeing them do that. So yeah. So I've been in Disney. That's another reason why. But it's been pretty cool with the turkey hunting and fishing tournaments and things that I've been doing. So, anyways, I'm gonna have a little more another review of the turkey calling because I didn't really get a very good video because it was freezing cold that day in my last video that I had did. So we're gonna do it again, and I'm also gonna show you a couple more calls and give you some turkey hunting tips. So we'll do a full review again. Since it's warm out, I'll stay out for a while. So I'll do a scenario for y'all. So I'll start it out with some plain yelps. Well, starting out with some tree calls, fly down, and if you remember, I was struggling to remember what that one call was called. The fly down something. That's called the fly down cackle. I just remembered it. So that's the fly down cackle. So I do that. I'll show you a better way to do that, and then I'll also do some plain yelps, cluck and purrs. I'll do some simple cuts and some gobbles. I'll even show you how to do the Jake yelp, and then we'll move from there. So I'll start with some tree calls. Messed up on that fly down cackle. I'll redo that. Back up a little bit just into the end of the tree calls and redo that. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, and by the way, notice how when I'm in the end of that tree call, how I start breathing in a little more and start not doing the real. And it starts out a little low, and then it raises up until it's. So. That sounds a little bit better. It's not my best, but we're just going to work with that. We've got to move on. So I'll keep going now. So the bird's on the ground now. Now I'm going to show you the call that has worked for me the most this season, and it's what's called the assembly call. It's really just a couple repeated yelps. So it just sounds like this. And that's what's gotten the birds to gobble to me the most. So I'll redo that assembly call real quick. Another thing that's worked for me this season when I do some natural voice gobbles, they really like to hear it to sound more realistic. Do a louder gobble, and then you do one that sounds like it's bird further behind. So I'll demonstrate one of those real fast. I don't know how it's going to sound on the camera there, so I'll redo that just to make sure it hears it good. You notice how that one's louder and then you make it kind of shorter. But you want to make sure it's still audible to birds that are like about 150 yards away, 200 yards. So, yeah. So, moving on, just keep doing what you're doing. I got some jakes fired up the other day when I was hunting. I just did an assembly call because they love to react to that. So I gobbled, they gobbled. Then I did a bunch of cuts, and then they just constantly gobbled when I was doing that. So I'll do some of those. So there's some cuts that really fire up the bird, and of course I can't really do it, but they're gobbling in between that whole thing. So yeah, moving on. After that, really, you just got the birds coming together. So there's your little scenario there. Now I'll teach you another call. I haven't fully mastered it yet. In another video, I'd show you once I've fully mastered it. But here is what's called the Kiki Run. It's decently hard to do with your natural voice, but here it is. So, the big thing of the Kiki Run, it would be normal playing Yelps if it wasn't for this part. With that part, what you do is, if you're around my age, you may have, like, voice cracks. So you can kind of have voice cracks at all ages, really. Kind of the little thing, like, where you know what a voice crack is. Anyways, so, you really kind of want to do that, but keep it in your voice crack where it's staying high up, and you go, so you get it to where your voice is cracking high, and that's what you get. So that's how you do the Kiki Run, which I say you wouldn't use that too often. It's kind of really a worst case scenario thing. So, yeah. Next, I'm going to give you some tips on turkey hunting. So, walking in the morning, I say when you step out of your truck or whatever, don't even put your bags on. Just stand there, and you want to listen for a second before you make any kind of move. Because I hunted at one of our big farms, and our land is on one side of the road. So here's the road. Our land's on this side. The other land's on this side. On this side, there's a ridge that goes up here. Our land, there's a bridge, and it goes out into some bean fields over here. Way back there's some woods behind the bean fields. We didn't hear him yet because we had to get up to the bean fields when we heard him, but we heard a good gobbler hammer back here. Then on this side, just up the ridge, a little ways away, but up in the ridge, we heard a bird constantly hammering. I just sit there, and he constantly gobbling. So that just goes to show you, don't make a move too fast. Make sure you know what's going on, and so you know where some birds are at. Even though that bird wasn't on our land, we knew, because our land moves down the road So we knew maybe the turkeys were roosted just on the other side of the road, but where he was at the road on our land is where they could have been roosted at, because it was just one bird by himself. Another thing you need to do is, I've had some birds putt and run away from this right here. Always have your gun ready, or bow, or whatever you're using. If you're using a bow, have it ready to draw back. If you've got a gun, you need to go ahead. You can rest it on your knee a little bit, but you need to make sure your knees are up a little bit. Bring it up a little bit, and have your hand that you rest your gun on. Make sure it's just sitting like this, like the gun right here. Make sure you're sitting like that. That way, you can just easily bring it up like that. Because a bird can just come right behind you and you not even know it. So that's another tip there. And also, one more thing. If you have a bird that's gobbling and he's getting closer and closer, but he's being stubborn and don't want to come within, let's say, 15 yards of you, which you can shoot a bird at that point if you need to. But if you're trying to get like a little bit closer, just make sure you get a sure shot. Make sure you're not doing as loud of calls as you do when you have a bird a long ways away. So not like, make sure you're going a little bit just quiet yelps and maybe some little clucking purrs. So just and you also don't want to make your calls too long. You want to keep them nice and short. And yeah, so I think that's all for this video. I'm gonna try and maybe get some videos. We do have a big camera that we take hunting whenever we go turkey hunting. And now that we've kind of got our new farm that we bought figured out, you might be seeing hopefully some more videos. I might use GoPros to show y'all around the farm, riding four-wheelers and everything. And I'm going to try and get some turkey hunt videos in, maybe film some bass fishing tournaments that I'm in. So that's just an update on what's going on. And I also want to let y'all know, this my YouTube channel has been under, like, not my name for a while. But I'm going to change that name pretty soon. And I'm not sure what the new name is yet. But down in the comments, y'all comment maybe something y'all might like. Some things I'm kind of looking at is maybe grunts and gobbles, or things like something like that. Maybe just things of that nature, kind of just stuff that relates things of the outdoors. I'm a big fan of fishing, deer hunting, turkey hunting. I do different kinds of hunting. I do all kinds of stuff. But so yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video, and like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I'll see you guys.